Hey music fam and recorder fam. Today I'm going to talk about how to make a good sound on the recorder. So the song I'll be using a lot today is Hot Cross Buns, just to show some examples. And if you're just getting started with playing the recorder, I'm going to go over some basics to help you make a good recorder sound, so that you won't annoy your neighbors or your parents or your brothers or your sisters, because the recorder is actually a really beautiful instrument and can make some really beautiful music. So 4 tips today that I'm going to talk about in making a good recorder sound. Number 1, left hand on top. Number 2, blow gently. Number 3, think do. And number 4, cover holes completely. So I'm going to go over number 1 first of all. Your recorder has 3 main sections. This top section right here is called the head joint. This middle section right here is called the body. And the bottom section is called the foot joint. The head, body, and foot. Alright, so if we're going to play with our left hand on top, I know some of you might be thinking, well, I'm not left-handed, or I write with my right hand. That's okay. This instrument is designed to be played with both hands, so either way you're going to have to use both hands eventually. Now, when we play with our left hand on top, notice first of all that the recorder has tone holes on the front, and it has 1 tone hole on the back. Down the front we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll notice that number 6 and 7 are a double hole. And the one in the back, that's going to be for your thumb. So if we play with our left hand on top, the easiest way to get into position is if you take your thumb and your first finger and you place your thumb on that back tone hole, and your first finger on tone hole number 1, the very first one. If you do this, you can hold your recorder up just like this, and when you cover up the thumb hole and the first finger hole, we are playing the note B. This is the first note I teach most of my students. This is B. Very important. So what I want you to do is get your thumb and your first finger in your left hand and cover up thumb and finger 1, and just hold your recorder like this. Get comfortable being able to hold it just like this. And now your other hand, what do I do with my other hand? Well, what I want you to do is take these 3 fingers and do kind of like an alien hand, and you're gonna hold it right at the very bottom of the foot joint down here where it looks like a bell. We're gonna use these 3 fingers to just hold it like this, and if we place it up to our lips or to our chin, you'll be able to balance the recorder nicely because you're using both hands. So left hand on top, very, very important. Let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 says blow gently. Blowing gently, this is, I'm going to put a star by this because in my opinion this is the most important rule to making a good recorder sound. Now, how gently? How hard do I need to blow? I'm going to show you an example of what it sounds like when you don't blow gently. No need for a round of applause because that was not a good recorder sound. When you blow gently, you can make your recorder sound like this. It is so important to blow gently. Now, one way you can think of blowing gently is if you take some bubbles. Bubbles. Now, when you blow bubbles, you can blow fast air, which will give you many bubbles. Fast air produces lots of bubbles. And that's the kind of air that's going to give you a pretty bad sound on the recorder. Fast air. Too fast. So if you have bubbles at home, you can practice with bubble solution. This is a really good trick. Now, to blow gently, you can think of it this way. If you try to blow one big bubble, oh, there it goes. There it goes. That means you use slower air, slower and controlled air. That slow controlled air is what is going to help you make a nice pleasing sound on the recorder without having to get all that squeaking and honking out of that instrument. Watch again. I recommend you try this with some bubble solution if you have some, and see how big can you blow a bubble. And if you can blow a bubble pretty big, that means you've got pretty good breath control, which is what you need in order to produce a good sound on the recorder. The next rule, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says think, do. What does that mean? All right, so I want you to just repeat after me. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Now, I want you to repeat after me. We're going to whisper the word do like this. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. It's your tongue inside your mouth that is moving and is going to separate the sounds to give you a clean tone on the recorder. So every note that you play on the recorder should start with your tongue. At least right now that you're starting out. Every note that you play should start with the tongue by separating the air with your tongue and going. So if we go back to our note B, which is thumb and finger 1, let's do a few exercises right now. If you have your recorder, make sure you blow gently, and all I'm going to do is whisper the air and the word do into my recorder like this. And if I play it on, you can go, I'll play first and you can play after me. Try that a few times, and it does take some getting used to, but it's very important. And I'm going to show you what it sounds like when you don't think do on your recorder. If I played Hot Cross Buns without thinking do, it might sound like this. Now, if I think do, you're going to get a cleaner sound like this. Think do, very important. Right now that you're starting out, every note that you play should start with the tongue, allowing the air to escape into the instrument. Very good. And the last rule that I'm going to talk about is cover holes completely. Covering the holes completely is so important, because if you're trying to play a song and one of your holes is not covered correctly, you're going to get a squeak. And that might give you a sound like this. And it just doesn't sound right. So when you're playing, you got to make sure that the holes are covered correctly, especially this lonely one on the back, Mr. Thumb hole. really needs to be covered correctly for almost every note that you play. So once again, if you follow all these rules, you can get a really nice sound on the recorder. And once again, here is Hot Cross Buns. If you like this video, please be sure to press like and subscribe, because I'm going to be coming up with more videos to help you learn a few other simple songs on the recorder. Thank you for joining me today. Have a good one, and happy music playing. Bye.